All right, guys, today we're going to take out the Raptor pack and officially take on our first NPCs of the series. Really nervous in doing this, but I'm really excited to see what these NPCs potentially can drop for us. I also want to try to find a forge in today's episode because, well, we've been killing these berserker creatures for a while now, and we have been collecting energy crystal, we've been collecting this mithril ore, we've been collecting this obsidian flux, and apparently we need a dwarven forge to be able to smelt this or something, so definitely want to check that out and figure out what we need to do with these items. And then if we have a little bit of time in today's episode, guys, we might be taking on our first artifact cave. Really excited for this one. Hope you guys are too. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to Svartalfheim. I'm Sean, and I am an ARKaholic. And let me introduce you guys to Ralph. Ralph is our brand new shoulder pet. He is a awesome bulb dog that I ended up getting. So I've obviously been in the aberration zone in between episodes a couple of times, gotten myself a couple of these bulb dogs and everything. They are so easy to come by. And well, after doing some breeding and imprinting, here are Ralph's stats. So we have 1357 in health, which is 34 points. We have 1088 in stam, or because it's a light pet, it is charge capacity. That is 37 points. Oxygen is 999.9. Obviously, light pet, it's charge regen. That is 46 points. Food is extremely high at 3601 food, which is 48 points. 244 in weight, which is 35 points. And finally, 467 melee, or because it's a charge pet, it is charge emission range, and that is 50 points. So really excited to have myself a shoulder pet. I have been looking for the longest time for the shine horns, guys, but unfortunately, for some reason, it just hasn't seemed to work. So I don't know exactly what else to do at this point besides move on to a new creature. So welcome, Ralph, to the series. Excited to see what this thing can do. So getting into today's episode, guys, first thing I think I want to do is I want to take the Deinonychus and I want to see if we can find one of these forges first, because I don't know what we're going to be able to do with it, and I'm pretty sure there is a forge relatively close to base here. But I have another thing to talk about, which is kind of interesting here. Unfortunately, we're not going to make this jump. I guess we'll move over to the side here. We started last episode off by getting ourselves a max level dire bear. It ended up being a 150 female, ended up having some really good health, and we also ended up getting a kid out of it, a 150 kid. Really awesome. Really excited to do some breeding. After the episode was done and once I got back to base, I cannot find them at all. I have checked all of my boxes. I've checked pretty much everything and anything that they could potentially be in. They don't exist anymore. So, not entirely sure what to do about that. I guess it is what it is. And unfortunately, well, we're still stuck with our own dire bear. But don't get me wrong, our dire bear is really, really good, so I'm not too concerned. But yeah, it would have been nice to be able to get some better stats. Now, if you guys are curious, looking for one of these, I'm pretty sure that was a Microraptor. So we are going to kind of come up this way potentially, maybe get away from it. If you guys are curious on one of the dwarven forges, I've passed this a couple times already, so I do know roughly where the spot is. I think it's, as I say that, it's not right here. It's a little bit further. What I'll do is I'll also pull up the map if you guys are interested, especially if you've been kind of working in the same area as I have and you haven't discovered this yet. I think we discovered this earlier in the series, but we are roughly at 67 latitude, 59, well, technically 60 longitude. So, and the Dwarven Forge is right up here. So, taking a look at this thing, it says requires energy crystals to operate. Okay. And then I guess we put this stuff in. And there we go. Apparently we are going to be making some mithril ore based on the ingot. And then, sorry, we're going to be making mithril ingot through the ore. And then after that, we need to use the obsidian flux in order to make mithril alloy. Now, taking a look at the, not the artifacts, what are they called? The obelisks and everything. Apparently we need mithril alloy to be able to take on the bosses. So this is something I'm going to be doing in the background, but I did want to show this off in case you guys were curious where exactly you find one of these forges. And there's a couple of them around the map and everything, but this one in particular is just the closest to base and everything. And look at that. It looks like it's automatically just going to make all this. So could I potentially Well, the fuel is at 14 hours and 59 minutes, so I was going to say, could I potentially just leave this here and come back? Yeah, we're going to waste some ores and everything, but I think we might as well just go ahead and do that. So we'll come back for this a little bit later once that's all good to go, and we'll see how many ultimately we've been able to make so far. Now, if you guys are enjoying this one, of course, don't think I actually said it at the beginning of this episode, but if you guys are enjoying this one, you guys are excited to see more here on Svartalfheim, take a second, make sure to hit that like button, make sure to subscribe if you want to see more, and let's get into this. Let's go ahead and find some NPCs. So, I was jumping around the other day with the Deinonychus, and I did end up running into a little NPC camp, and something ended up happening which was really, really interesting. I want to see if I can get back to that exact camp. From what I remember, I believe it was kind of near the snow biome, so I think I'm actually heading the wrong way. I might be. I'm pretty sure the NPCs called out dinos. I'm pretty sure I heard one of the NPCs whistle, and all of a sudden there were a couple direwolves coming after me. So if they can call dinos to work for them, that would be kind of cool. That's kind of interesting if they have their own quote-unquote pets. We'll have to see what happens. Not entirely sure. But I think what we're going to do is we're just going to head straight up to the snow biome. I think it's kind of in the area where we ended up dying earlier in the series. I just kind of have to remember which direction that is. Not entirely sure. Let's have a quick look at the map. I will admit I've been kind of all over Lost Colony right now. So in my head is kind of just Lost Colony. I almost don't remember this map, which is kind of sad. So we'll have to kind of get our bearings and kind of figure out which direction I need to go in. I think I need to fly in this direction here. Yeah, I love this jump by the Deinonychus. Oh my gosh, it's so good. The one thing I cannot figure out is this. I can't figure this out. So all I do is I just kind of keep pressing, and then eventually he kind of hops up. Sometimes. See? Okay, there we go. Yeah, see? It, like, kind of works. If I just keep spamming it, eventually... Sometimes it works. Oh my gosh, we're so close to the ledge. Come on. Thank you. Took a lot more work than it needed to there, if I'm going to be honest. Oh, we are not in the right spot. Okay, so we got to go this way. But yeah, getting these guys, you're just able to traverse the map so quickly, especially once you get the fly down and everything. It is like, oh man, I remember somebody commenting when we started getting these Deinonychus, and they were like, who needs the Maywing when you have this thing? Because it's so true. I would love to get a Maywing, honestly. I would love to get a Maywing. I've been having trouble running into Maywings, actually, since the beginning of the series. We saw plenty of Maywings, then all of a sudden it was kind of like, that's it. I haven't seen a single one left, you know? It's kind of crazy. We got a bison down here. That's kind of cool. This is not the area we were in. I think we have to go that direction, yeah. Trying to remember when we died. Oh, yeah, no. We're up this way. Okay, we got a little bit of a trip ahead of us. Completely went the wrong way. Apologies, guys. Let's see if we can kind of get a couple of jumps in here, too. Get a couple of these jumps, start taking flight. But yeah, this map is really, really nice. You know, it's one of those maps, it's not massive per se, but there's just so much involved and going on in it that it's just like, you get lost very easily. Maybe it is a pretty big map. I guess it might be a pretty big map. I don't know. When I compare to like Astraeos, you know what I mean? Another Necatis map. This is a lot smaller, of course. If you guys were interested, there's a bit of an Easter egg up here. I actually didn't know what this was. I actually had to look this up, but I will just read it off to you guys. It says, here's let's try that again. Here lies Magni Bronzebeard. So I guess if you guys get the reference, you guys get the reference. If you don't, look it up like I did. I'll be honest, I looked it up, and the reason why I'm not telling you guys is because I actually forget what it was about again. So I might have to look it up after recording. But anyways, let's keep going here. We got to go up to, yeah, we got to go that way into the snow. And I'm pretty sure there's a small little camp. It didn't have a lot of people, maybe 3 or 4 NPCs, nothing crazy. I kind of wanted to start out small, if I'm going to be honest. And then if we do well with this, then yeah, of course we start going for the bigger camps, you know what I mean? But if you guys remember, closer to the beginning of the series, we ended up running into a camp with the Dwarven archers, I think it was. It was like level 100 archers, and they were really doing some damage on us. So I don't know if I want to get into that fight necessarily. I guess if this one goes really well, then maybe, you know what I mean? But we'll have to see. Not entirely sure. Now, which way do I have to go? Okay, yeah, we're almost there. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the camp was near that, like... Is that an ice cave on the map? Huh. Never noticed that before. But I'm pretty sure it's kind of like right when we hit the snow. You know what I just realized too? Because Lost Colony is out, technically, I could use the Lost Colony clothing for the snow region. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know. To me, that seems a little cheap, if I'm going to be honest. I haven't used it yet personally in the new Lost Colony series, but it seems to be just as good as fur armor without the weight or something like that. Yeah, not entirely sure. Where is this? It's up there. Okay, I was going to say, I knew the camp was somewhere around here. What's going to be the way? Probably here. We are freezing currently, so got to keep that in mind. Got to be careful. And let's get all the raptors out here. Got to keep an eye on our health, too. I don't want to end up dying out here. Nope, that's a unicorn. One more raptor. All right, there we go. Follow wall. Whistle my target. Let's go. All right. Let's see how this goes. And let's see if they actually do end up calling in some of their teams and stuff. All right. Camp should be right around here. It was very, very small. I was kind of just jumping around, and then all of a sudden I ended up getting attacked. Pretty sure this is it. Yeah, here we go. Oh, they're not running anymore. I'll admit, that was a little underwhelming. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did Lost Colony break it? Oh, no. There were 2 in here before. But I don't know if they're going to attack me now. Do they have anything in here for me to take? I like seeing the snow, if I'm going to be honest. Do we also get the little... No, we don't. Okay. I don't want to say too much in case you guys haven't checked out Lost Colony yet, so I don't want to spoil anything with new things that they brought over to console. Yeah, no, he's kind of just there. I can access his inventory. We can take a look at his stats if we want. That's kind of interesting. Okay, so I don't know if it makes sense for us to go after these guys today or not, since they are broken, potentially. You know what we're going to do real quick? Let me get these guys out of here. Come on. Nah, they're all going to get stuck. All right, let's do this. I am going to bag these guys all up. I am then going to go down to a little bit of a warmer climate. Oh, wait a second. We did get stuff from him. Okay. We ended up getting some more mithril ore. That's nice. And then we ended up getting, I guess that was it. Okay. So you do get stuff from these guys. Now, I don't know if I really want to keep fighting them or anything like that, especially if they are broken. But what I was kind of thinking is, okay, I am going to quickly log out. I'm going to check if the map needs an update or anything. Most likely it does. I don't know how quickly Necatus kind of took care of it and everything, especially if Lost Colony did cause some issues. We'll have to see what happens. But let me get to a climate where I'm not ice cubing. And then, okay, so we're good right here. Cool. Now, what's in the area? Nothing's really in the area. Okay, cool. All right. Let me go check on this. If we're all good, then we'll go ahead and attack this NPC again, and we'll kind of see what happens. If not, maybe we'll just skip that for now. We'll take a look at that in the future, and we'll just go straight to the cave. We'll see what happens. Let me double check. I'll be right back with you guys. So yeah, guys, unfortunately, it does look like the NPCs currently aren't working in this state, most likely because of Lost Colony coming out. There's no update yet, so hopefully in the next few episodes, once they are properly fixed, yeah, we'll show them off. I just don't feel like it's really does it justice checking them out when they're all buggy and stuff, although they are very easy to kill at this point. I also noticed the World Serpent is gone. So yeah, clearly there have been some issues with this map in coordination with Lost Colony, so not entirely sure when that will get fixed. We'll have to see what happens. But we are going to jump into our first cave today, or potentially our first cave. I really don't know if this is a cave or not. I can only assume so, just by the way it looks. Looks a little cavey to me. If you guys are curious where we are at roughly 25 latitude, 71 longitude. Gonna be honest, guys, I have no idea what's going to go on in this cave. We're doing this blind. I don't know how well it's going to go, so keep our fingers crossed. Let's get our whole raptor pack out because, yeah, gonna need numbers here just in case. I don't know what we're going to be experiencing. I don't even know if we're going to be able to get an artifact today, if I'm going to be honest, because if there's potentially, I don't know, if there's gas in the area, if there's a reason that we can't progress further, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. We'll have to see what happens, but let's go follow all. Let's go attack target, and let's get into this cave, guys. Here we go. So, first cave here on Svartalfheim. What are we going to get ourselves into here? Watch, it's just going to be a cut through. That'd be really, really funny. Okay. It's a cut through. You've got to be kidding me. You've actually got to be kidding me. It was a cut through. Okay. I think I know of another cave. I just don't know exactly how to get to it. Okay, that's a little awkward. Is that all of our raptors, by the way, or is there another one that's stuck in here? I have a feeling we got one stuck. Let's venture through this cave again. Yeah, okay, I was going to say, there's definitely a couple more, right? Well, that was awkward. If you guys want, at this point in the series, I know I've said no spoilers or anything. If you would like to let me know where artifact caves are here on this map, throw the coordinates below. Greatly appreciate it. Don't tell me too much about it. But at the same time, if it's an underwater one, or if there's underwater involved, something that I'm going to need to make sure that I have with me in order to pull off the cave, let me know down in the comments. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, you'll be getting a lot more of that if we don't get any help. Okay, so trying to think where I've seen other cave entrances or potentially other cave entrances. I don't know. I still feel like that area out there has something significant. I don't know what it is about that lonely island or whatever. I don't know. Oh, there's the serpent. Okay, so the serpent is here. It's not moving. It certainly, I don't think it was there before, was it? I don't know. All right, well, anyways, I'm going to take a look and see if I can find another cave then. I will be back with you guys in a bit, and hopefully I've come across something. So I've had a lot of you guys telling me that there is a place where you can get otters on this map, and apparently it's inside the redwoods here. It seems to be very obvious where the otters are because, well, you guys will see in a minute or two if you're not familiar with this map. There's going to be otter stuff everywhere. There are otter shrines, there are otter statues, but apparently there is also a cave in this area. So if we can find where the cave is, hey, no. Yeah, stop eating the baby otter. By the way, this is the otter area, if you will. This is kind of how it starts. If we can, okay. If we can kind of show this off, look at this. It's an otter shrine, and he is holding a. Is that a wyvern egg? I don't know what that's supposed to be. I guess it's a wyvern egg, maybe. That's kind of cool. There's a couple of other things with this area. There are 2 otter heads right over here that pretty much are at the beginning of the waterfall, which is kind of cool. There is, like I said, apparently there's an entrance somewhere. I don't exactly know where. Hopefully we'll figure that out at some point here. But yeah, I can only assume that there's going to be otter in here, maybe? There's not a single otter in here. Okay. Definitely wasn't expecting that, if I'm going to be honest. I was kind of expecting to see a lot of otter here. But okay. Maybe the fish are in one pool and the otters are in another pool? Alright, let's get out of the water for a second here. But yeah, even on top here, you guys could see the little otters and all that stuff. I think in here there's a couple of otter statues. Yeah, there's an otter statue there. Where would... If I was a cave... If I was an otter cave, where would I be? I'd be right here, actually. But no. Now, would you think that it would be in the water, or am I looking for an actual cave entrance? Another otter head. You know what? If I was an otter cave, I'd put myself in, like, here. Now, is this water deep enough or no? I don't think so. No, no hidden wall, nothing like that. Hey, there's an otter. Yeah, okay. Alright, maybe the cave is somewhere in the middle of the lake here? I know we don't necessarily have the best creature that we're doing this on, but if we can at least find it, then we'll kind of figure out what we're doing from there. Ooh, there's the cave. I'm pretty sure I just found the cave. Alright, let's give this a shot. No, I can't see a thing in there. Oof. That probably is the cave. I'm not going to see a thing in there, though. How the heck are we supposed to do that? Okay, so I can imagine that's the cave. What if I swim in? And is the entire cave gonna be underwater? Yeah, I'm gonna be slow underwater too. Okay, you know what? Screw this. This cave, I'm probably going to need an underwater dino for. Not going to work with everything that we have here. We could do the... Nah, the dire bear's not even that quick either. All right, 0 for 2. Let's go see if we can find something else. Huh. Okay. I mean... We couldn't get a 150? Maybe we can get a 145. Not expecting this thing to do too much damage to us, right? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Now this thing attacks? Okay, I think the dire bear actually killed it. Okay. Oh gosh, we're getting hit for 138? Okay, go. Okay, no, I was not expecting that kind of damage output. Okay. Oh. No. Don't be able to get up here. No, stop moving. No, don't run either. Should have done a trap. Okay, definitely going to take advantage of this when you're standing still. Okay. What are you doing? Oh my gosh, the amount of missed shots. Come on, knockout. I really can't take too many more shots from this thing. It's got to be knocked out soon, right? And it's out. Okay. Okay. So it's officially out. I need to put a tracker on that thing. And we need to hope nothing ends up eating it. We'll leave it there for a while. What level are you? Hi. 20. No. All right. Let's go find some Ovis. And then we'll go from there. And there we go. The dire bear is ours. Okay. Let's have a quick look at your stats just to kind of get an idea of what we're looking at here. So... a little better in the weight. And that's it. 2780 in health. 2900 in health, which is 33 points. 2550 in stam, which is 41 points. 1198 in weight, which is 37 points. And 332 melee, which is 37 points. Now, in comparison with Yogi, of course, yeah, it's got a little better in weight. Well, sometimes that is the way things go. But guys, here's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the episode here. Normally, I was thinking, especially with Lost Colony coming out, I was going to be doing 2 episodes this week, appearing on Tuesday and Thursday. But Thursday is Christmas, so if you guys celebrate, enjoy it with your families and everything. So I wasn't going to do an episode for that. But on top of that, yeah, it looks like this map needs an update or two just to kind of get caught up with what Lost Colony's been doing and everything. So I think we're only going to do 1 episode here on Svartalfheim this week. Hopefully we'll be able to get back to do 2. It depends on when the update does end up rolling out. We'll have to see what happens. But guys, we found a cave. We just weren't able to do the cave. If you know of any other caves on this map, guys, please let me know. I'm going to be honest, I have been searching far and wide and haven't really come across any, so any help would be greatly appreciated. Guys, that's going to wrap up this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you all in the next one.